You see that in the next slide? Yeah, the business experience in between the product and the service. You see, for me, every time, what I want to think about is, and I know that we've learned a lot today, I personally enjoyed the finance session and all of the whole lot discussion. I was hoping that it would continue because, I mean, the whole lot of stuff. Everybody needs money, right? There's no, even if your business is, I mean, currently we value that over $500 million, but you still need money because there's a lot of projects to be done. There's a lot of projects that don't even have in Nigeria that we should start thinking in that direction and all that. But, so for me, my thinking is always about the product. The product, and by the end of my session, you understand the reason why my focus is always on the product. Because what are you selling in the first place? Is the product, right? Yes. Selling product. But the service is the service is also very important as much as the product. But the product. So next slide. Now, if you can see the screen very well, between the product and the service is a business experience, but if you can see the screen very well, and I mean, you need to you can screen watch this graph or this diagram and always look at it. It will help you a lot. I believe that your product and your service is influenced by only one thing, the capacity of your leadership. Your product and service is needed by customers, right? Yes or no? Customers, they are the ones that need your product or service. But the strength of your product and of your service is largely based on the capacity of your leadership. Because these are the people sitting in sessions with you, thinking about product design, and then thinking about the functionality of the product and how our client experience will be with your product. It is somebody that is designing your service experience from the gate guy to the front desk to the admin. They are key factors to the success, the growth, and how much your business will experience exponential scale. People. Now, what do you think if you please don't get offended, if you hire somebody from a guy that studied let's say building design from I don't want to mention school so that people don't tell me what I am. So from Dyson Island. Don't hire him from there. Sorry. That's a from that, but only after cancer. See, your school is everything. Your school is everything. You cannot compare somebody that schooled 5 years in an environment that there's no town, only 2 students have car in the entire university, and the best car that the lecturer has in that school is Pennsylvania. They've not seen better, so you can't imagine anything. But don't worry, you understand it. So if you hire that kind of person reading technology that studied 5 years with old notes from maybe University of Ibadan, and then old notes and all that, with lecturers that have they've not even been to Dubai or Singapore to see the next how 30-story buildings are now being constructed without irons, and then they use all these extensions, and all of this. Things are changing. The way construction is being done is changing every now and then. And you sit in a room with that person to say, okay, so we're thinking about this product. How should we build a 4-bedroom duplex? The best you can get from that person is as far as they move. You understand me? So you have to be concerned about, because for me, it's just very key. I want to know who are those on my team. Because the success of your product, the success of your service is largely dependent on the people, the capacity of the people you have within your team. And you see, I mean, as I go on my slide, you will get to understand more of that. Next slide. Now, what are your people saying as a business? What is your business saying? What are you saying? What are you saying that you are? What are you? How are you describing your product? How do you want the client to believe your product? How do you want? And trust me, I mean, we do this all the time. That, you know, when you give birth to a child, you want to name that child, right? You know, back in the days, you want to I want this child to achieve this, I want this child to achieve that. And then they give you name based on how they want you to function in life. Oh, you don't believe? They give you names based on how they want you to function in life. Or like only, well, it's just whatever it is. So, with all this, with your product, your service, everybody needs to speak one language. One language. What do we want people to believe? When they see our product, when they see your brand, when they see your everything about you, what are you selling? What is that belief? Because next slide, you see what I'm saying now. Now, what are you saying versus what are the customers saying? It's true. No matter how you say this is who you are, what's the final benefit?
Customers.
The customer, right? So even if you call yourself a luxurious, the number one luxury, number one real estate company in the whole of Nigeria, whatever you like, you call yourself. You can call yourself anything, but based on customers' interaction, you should be able to tell what they agree with or not. In some cases, see, okay, remove the luxury. You know, the other time I was having a discussion and all that, and I saw a material that was going out, and then some of my guys, they are affordable. I'm like, no, we're not affordable. You shouldn't say we are affordable. We are not affordable. How do you say a 90 million house is affordable? What's affordable about it? So remove it. We are not affordable. So no matter what you want to say, no matter how you want to put your product, no matter how you want to put your service, like I said that you know what premium brand, and they enter your reception and it's fine, just rolling. You are sweating and all premium brand, and there's no terrible odor coming from your restroom to the reception, and it's a premium brand. So, whatever you want to see, whatever you want to call yourself, there's work to be done. There's work to be done to validate whatever you want people to believe about your brand. Next slide, please. Now, in between your product and service, trust me, is lifetime. You will continue to think and think and think and think every time on how you can get it done better. That's why you have your gadgets every time there's, maybe every 2 years or every year there's a new version. There's a new, because you just have to keep thinking. And your thinking is largely based on your product experience and your service experience. When you try this and then clients maybe really doesn't work, then you go back to the drawing board again. Even when you try something and it's working, you still have to know that people have short, people like to try new things. The only area that very difficult for you to try new things is marriage. But naturally, we're all have to try new stuff. You know, sometimes you think, I was going to tell my mother, that was the only thing ringing in my head. One of you will just live for the rest of my life. But you have to decide. decide anyway, but that's your choice. But every other thing, you buy one new shoe, you're so happy, and then you start wearing it, and after 1 month, like, I can't wear this shoe again. You buy this car and you're using it, after 2 years, you just want to change it. That is, you are also a customer. If you know the way you think about certain brands or businesses that you engage, you can pick out what your customers, the way they are also thinking. They want something new every time. You just have to think, what else can we do? What else can we do? What else can we do? So you are going to always think about your service, always think about your product. How can we improve our processes? How can we enhance our customer experience? And there's room for mistakes. You make mistakes. That's the way you learn, because mistakes increase your experience, and experience reduces your mistakes. That's the way it works. So you're always going to be learning, and then as much as you're trying, don't be afraid to try. When it's not working, go back to your drawing board, and then even when it's working, know that whatever is working now has expiring date.
Yes.
So before the expiring date, you have to restock. Yeah, that's the way it works. Before the expiring date, you have to restock to see what else will the market need, what else will the market want, and that's the way it works. So next slide. All right, so these questions, in designing your product and service, you have to be able to answer these questions every time. What they want, because customers, they are the new frontier. They are the ones that will tell you that I want to live in a mobile home. I want to live in a home that is this. I want to live in a home that is that. And remember, I think there was a slide on the screen. I think it was by her that different generations, the Gen Z to the Alpha generation, those are all God's skydiving. And we are dealing with those ones. High skydiving. They are praying. So how do you want your product to interact with them? What they want, how they want it, where they want it, why they want it. This question is very important. What they want, how they want it, where they want it, and why they want it. Every time you are designing a product, every time you are designing a service, you need to answer this question, and you need to first try as much as possible to work on as many surveys that you can work on to answer these questions, because that will help you in thinking about your product and your service. That's where innovation comes in, functionality, flexibility, all these things about, now people want their house in this certain way, they want it very contemporary, they don't want their roof to show anymore, or they want their roof and they see that, how do you make sure that when it's raining, flat roof, when it's raining, you're hearing the cold, and then some people want you to insulate their roof. All of this, you have to think through. And even where they want it. Because where they want it, as a matter of fact, one of the questions you need to ask yourself is that, where in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, where is going to be that area? That people, because, there are some areas that is not affordable anymore. No matter what you want to do, you cannot say they are doing affordable products within that environment. And there are some areas that is the next key place that people want to go to because of what is happening within that area and how young people can commute, and then easy access, the kind of facilities that is available, and all of this. And in you designing your product also, you have to design with the intention of with the mind of the customer. All this is very, very key. How they want it, how. This question can take you on one product, and to be honest, on one product, you can answer one question for a whole week. One whole week. What they want. What is it that they want? What is it that they want? And what is it that they want? You can pick data from user experience, You know, practical example. We're building homes, and when clients are coming to take over, you know, we're in a very interesting industry that clients believe that you're just the alpha and omega of everything. They don't know that you have other 25 associated contractors.
Hope you're enjoying this lecture.
You are just a business guy. You don't own the tiling company, you don't own the POP company, you don't own the sanitary ware company, you don't own the paint company, you don't own any of this. You contract everything out, and you're dealing with other companies. So we hand over units to clients, and then when we do that, and then clients come in, and then because we just hand over. And when we hand over, then clients move in, and then based on user experience, they discover that this place is leaking. And the place is leaking, yeah, they have 1 year free maintenance and all that, and then you are always deploying. Then we sat down and said, these complaints are getting too much. Can we set up a model that before we hand over, there is first first inspection. That is, you inspect, you check, you run the water, you put on the light, you do all of that, you check. Then if you have any complaint, you put it in that form, digitalized form, you put it in that form, then we see it back end, then the guy going to fix, then the second check, you fix. But on that check, other comments. You'll be so surprised at the amount of data you can get from other comments. Why we should have done this like this, we should have done this like this, we should have done this like this. And when you think through, in thinking about what they want, you can begin to scoop from that data. And that data will tell you how to design your next product. And that's how this thing works, because you have to generate data every time. From when people walk into your company to the comments they are giving, you don't need to them to feedback, because feedback is telling you how to design your next product. So when you get these feedbacks, then you go to work about it, and then you come up with a product that is better. Then you get feedback on that product again, then you get handled. Or sometimes you come up with a product within a particular environment, and then because where people want apartments is different from where people want a home. And there are some areas that you might not be able to build home anymore because there's no huge expanse of land to achieve that. So all this, I'm just giving you example on how you can understand what the customer wants. But it's also how you can understand how they want it, where they want it, and but you have to think this through. You have to sit with your team. Like I said, remember leadership. The last time I discussed about don't be. I know that some of us are trying to grow our businesses, some of us are trying to, still trying to get it right. But don't cut back on hiring. Hire the best ones. It is not a crime if you don't hire your church member. It's not a crime if you don't hire your family member. As a matter of fact, I have it as a policy. My family can't work with me. Because the day you get a very nasty, don't go and call family meetings, don't have to attend. So it's a policy. So you have to be extremely concerned about people that you bring into your game.
That's true.
Just like football clubs, they buy players. They buy the best of the best players. And then, okay, this one can play very well, let's put this one. I'm not a football person anyway, so in case I make a mistake, midfield, help me. What's up?
Goalkeeper.
So midfield, attacker, whatever.
Defender.
So, you're buying the best players because only the best players win the game. Only the best players. Somebody is, because this is the way you should see it. Business is a game. Business is a game. Business is a game. Yeah, the sky is big enough for everybody to fly. Yes, the sky is big enough. Maintain your airspace. Because once another person is coming to your airspace, so do you want to be so nice to that? I mean, you want to be so nice to that. You want another person, you want to be so nice. I mean, niche market and all these things and all that works. But the best players, because who are the best players in the football league now? Liverpool?
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Man U.
Which man?
No offense, but
Arsenal better pass
Everybody
Chelsea.
they call it
Chelsea.
club.
Well, I didn't know I might be wrong anyway, so but I know Liverpool has gotten two cups. So let's say Liverpool, for instance, the best player. And because if you don't think like that, you will. It's like you're playing the game of football and then back stadium, some people are holding hands and they're praying. If they can't play, they can't play. They will not win. Let's Eimba play Liverpool. And let the entire bishop hold hands behind. Say the each man and back. They will. It's a loose game. Alright? So that's the way it is. So when you're running a business, you have to understand that you need the best of the best players. Your attacker is playing with another attacker in another player, and then depends on whoever can do the best and all. You know all of this. So because these are the people that are forefront of your product, forefront of your service, and it matters a whole lot. Because when you are talking to clients, you'll not be there. You'll be in your house, sipping your tea and all that. You don't know that somebody is talking to one client is talking to your client's manager. And they'll say, client manager say, why is my manager saying, even me too, I don't know. Even me too, I don't know. So you are complaining, if I'm about to leave the job, say that. You know that you are finished. And just because you like somebody from University of, well, there's no school like that, so I can say, just because you like somebody from University of Ilaro, and then you just try to bring them in because they look nice and all. It's beyond all of that because it's mental capacity that they are playing with. So next slide, and that will be my last slide. You see, we've said about structure, and it's extremely very important. This money that we're talking about, it said it's available, right? Oh, wow, yes. I was hearing that 500 million pounds. Uncle Abel. 500 million pounds from then where's the other money man? I want to collect his business card now. They don't let them show us where this money is. But real money is available, but it all depends on how your business is structured. So we read about all this structure, but in every time you are going to pass through these 6 levels. Start up, your business is making money. You know that now you are in business. Your business is making money. You have just been able to prove that your idea is valid. It's making money. You have clients. They are buying. They are paying. They are buying. They are paying. That is startup. You've been able to just start. Then the next one is growth, and that is it's a difficult process. I'm sure we all know that growth is not easy. Growth is, your life as a baby was much easier than now. As a baby, you just sleep, play, sleep, eat, sleep. That's all you do. Now you are paying bills, and it's painful, right? Mm-hmm. So the growth is when you're going through that growth period, there's a lot of things that you need to do. You need to eat as much as you can. There's a whole lot that will happen, but I'm not going to focus on that. Then you go from growth to scale. Scale is 10x. And you are almost going to be going back to 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, depending on the level of your appetite. You are always going to be be going back to 2 and 3, growing and scaling, growing and scaling, growing and scaling every time. Then there's the next level that is stability. You've been able to, your business is growing, you're scaling, then you need all your legs on ground. Collaborations, having a strong board, having people who are contributing immensely to the growth of your business. I mean, key people, putting your finance together, having a bank that believes in the dream of your project, having finance people that understand your numbers, being transparent and open with your numbers. You know, there's a lot of things to do. Did I mention some of it?
Yes.
Going to listen. Okay, now, when you're trying to stabilize your business, that's when you're asking yourself that, do I want to get my business to the public? Do I still want it to be private? If I want it to be private, do I want external investors? Do I want to sell equity? How much equity do I want to dilute? How do you want to register the business? You want to make sure that you are taking yourself, it's now beyond you. You're taking yourself out of the business and all of that. And in all of this, trust me, as an entrepreneur, you know, she was saying the other time that Kochudi is a starter, and then once he starts, 99% of the entrepreneurs are starters. The rest, paperwork, I'm not interested. What is coming in? What is going out? You are at the gate. You know, when you're feeling that. That made, because your head is too, there's a lot going on in your head. You know you need to stabilize your business, but there's a whole lot going in your head at the same time. A lot of things happening in your head at the same time. You just want to win the game. But that's where, when you bring in people, you hire a CFO. I'm not talking about accountant. I'm talking about the proper CFO that maybe has about 15 years business experience or 17 years business experience, and they can come and put your books together. You are not the one transferring money. You are the one. Your company's bank app is on your phone. You are the one seeing the alert. You don't say, customer commission. Okay. You're not automating your business. Your business is not transparent. You are going with company token like it's not like becoming a chain. Token, you just carry everything you do. At that stage, you don't even know where your company token is. You don't even have a bank. I mean, you don't even see your bank alert. You have gone past that. Your own is as a business, so that your major work is to, number one, understand that you are the chief responsibility officer when anything happens in your name. So chief responsibility officer. Number two, you are the chief visionary. You must know the next 2 steps. If you're too much involved in operations, you won't know the next 2 steps. And the next 2 steps is what gets you credibility amongst your team. That is why they will respect you. The next 2 steps, this is what we're doing next. And then you always have it figured out. But if you're too much involved in operations and everybody can reach you, you are the, I want to be reachable. I want to be reachable. You are the operations manager. You're not CEO. You're not doing your job. Your job is the chief visionary, saying to your team that this is the. Why do you think coaches don't play in the game? They must be able to sit and see what's going on. This is the way this game is. The player cannot. Player has no law. That's why when you sit at home, you're not saying that's it. But they're there. That's it. Because you are sitting. You're not in the game. You're not sweating it. You're not in the game. But the coach is also seeing the same that, okay, this is where I need to make adjustments, this is where, okay, this is how I want to play better, let me change the formation, and this is the formation that will work with the next thing. That is your job. So when you're trying to stabilize your business, you're not involved in operations at all. You're bringing in people, best hands, best brains, and you are creating an enabling environment, enabling environment for people to grow and become, because you also have to be doing a lot of trainings and a lot of other things. So then the next one is sustainability. Growth, scale, you've achieved some level of stability. Now the finance markets, they just want you because they believe that anything you touch comes money. They believe that anything you do, they want to be part of it and all that. And you're now at that stage that you've seen that you're growing, you've achieved, and how do you sustain and keep that for the next 50 years or for the next 60 years? Then that's where succession planning comes in. Who is the next person that you're growing to take charge, what you're doing, how else can you build a business better and all of that. That is the sustainability stage. And then the last one is the legacy, where the likes of Coca-Cola, the General Electric, all these companies from generation to generation. And you know that if you want to create, you want to move your business from generation to generation, it can't be you and co, you and sons. It's not possible. When you die, your business, in fact, the day you die, your business has just been burned. So for you to be able to build a legacy business, you have to get people involved. You have to get people involved. You have to dilute. You have to be. And you know when you dilute your business, is the biggest test of your accountability ratio. When you dilute your business, is the big, because you're not going to be here. You're doing like this. Somebody didn't know how to employ you. That's not the. So that time you are going to get, before you even move money, as you see, I might not see you. You can't move money again, or you are on salary. You get salary like every other person, allowance, everything is structured. But I own the business. You cannot say because your wife is your wife, you are paying your wife. You have to justify all of that. You can't say because this thing that then you just want to put your children, all of that. But people, they are the ones that sustain the business. They are the ones that, they see what you're not seeing, and that's how business goes, and that's how business go from generation to generation. But I believe that you're able to learn from this today.
Wow, that was wonderful. This is what we do, learning on how to serve you better, the Vickrest product. So this has been a long period, very interesting and very educative.
The owners of Urban Series, you can see me
time to watch this video.
So you speak
I still remember your number one able writer of Victoria, the Vickrest properties. So genuine properties, affordable luxury. Yes, contact the Vickrest properties on 08077447919. For our clients in diaspora, contact us on +234 8077447919. Call us for more information, for inspection. You can also WhatsApp us on our WhatsApp platform. Thank you.
So I'll be signing up now.